Hey guys, Bumblebee here,
And Cyborg.
and we are going to be talking about Ironheart
The series.
episode 1 through 3.
So, I will have to say, I was not expecting any of what happened in all three episodes to happen. And it was very good. Like, everything flowed well together. The characters did their things, the music was on point.
Definitely.
It was good.
So, in the first episode, we pick up with Riri. She's at MIT, and they, I guess, didn't extend her grant
Because of everything that was going on between her making stuff for other students in other schools.
Yeah.
And the multiple hazards that she created.
So they expelled her.
Indefinite.
Yeah. But she took the suit with her.
Which she will, but with their technology. So, yeah, I understand.
She took the suit with her, and that's how she got back to Chicago.
Until she fell on the ground.
Yeah.
Because they took away her school AI.
The little pencil AI.
Yeah. that was messed up.
Mm-hmm. And she's back home, back in the city. Obviously, it's reminding her of events that had happened involving her stepfather and her best friend Natalie.
Yeah.
If you don't know, that's part of her origin story in the comics. Her best friend and her stepdad get killed
during a drive-by.
In a drive-by. And that's kind of one of her...
That's one of the things that keep her going and becoming the hero that she is today.
And, well, we find out later in the series that, her stepdad is definitely someone that influenced her getting into tech and doing what she does, taking things apart and rebuilding it.
And basically...
because she can.
Exactly. I was just about to say, if anybody asks her why she made the iron suit...
because I can.
That's it.
Because that's what her stepdad used to do.
Why are you building this car?
Because I can.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Because I can.
And, she's trying to get parts for the suit, trying to get, in the process of her getting parts for the suit, she obviously doesn't have any money. She encounters John, which is part of the team with Parker and the Hood and the rest of the team. I forget all of their names. I know Clown is one of them.
Explosion.
We got Parker, which is the Hood. We got John.
I'm just going to call them
Stuart.
The twins.
There was Stuart.
Rampage.
And
I'm going to call them the twins because I can't remember their names.
And then there's the tech whiz.
I like him, her, or they, them. They were pretty good.
They know what they do. They're doing.
And the confidence, that is what got me.
So she gets recruited. She undergoes a test where they put her in an elevator and she has to figure out how to get out
before she suffocates and die.
Yeah, from some poison gas, I guess, or something. And
she did it very unconventional way.
And she beat Stuart's time, apparently.
Rampage.
Same thing. So she gets recruited.
And replaced Rampage.
Yeah. She initially is like, nah, I don't want no part of this. But then Parker, aka the Hood, shows her
the money.
The shmoney.
And gives her a sign-on bonus.
And she's like,
I got you.
She's like, I'll help you with three heists, and then that's it.
Cool. No problem.
And they say, oh, we need the suit. So now that she has the parts, she has to go home and put the suit back together.
Mm-hmm.
And she also, I don't want to say attempts, because she hooks up her brain to her computer in order to create her own AI, and she does create an AI, and it looks like her best friend Natalie.
And technically, it is, but AI form.
Mm-hmm. Which is kind of trippy for her, I'm sure, because she's still grieving.
And it brings back all memories. And at first, she's just trying to get rid of her.
But she eventually decides to keep her around.
And that ends up being her AI and helping her navigate throughout all of this.
Which, when we get into the second episode, the first heist that she helps them with is, I'm gonna call it the tunnel heist.
Yeah.
Some lady is building an underground tunnel street system.
It's supposed to help with traffic to make things go faster and easier.
It's for the rich people to get where they need to go faster without getting in traffic.
I wasn't gonna say all that.
That's pretty much what that's pretty much what it is.
To be nice. I'll say it in general.
But yes, in theory, it's supposed to help with traffic, but really,
it's for the rich.
It's for,
so they don't have to interact with the common folk,
or just to get around faster without getting stuck in traffic. And obviously, it cuts through,
everywhere.
Yeah, which is not, it cuts through or cuts under,
all of
minority communities and things like that. So they are going to take control of it, or well,
they did
take control of it and kind of blackmail the lady into putting them on payroll, essentially.
6 figures, benefits, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Smart. So she folded, she made it happen. And before all that happened, they had to have Riri use her suit to put a USB drive into a certain machine that ran the entire tunnel.
Yeah, but she ends up dropping it because
of Natalie.
Because Natalie kind of pops up out of nowhere
and
in the suit.
The bejeebus out of her.
Yes. But they end up figuring out another way to trigger the tunnel system to shut down.
Even though it almost killed Riri.
Almost. But almost doesn't count.
No, it doesn't. But they make it happen. Riri comes out and they celebrate a little prematurely, and a security guard sees them.
And Parker takes a shot at the security guard and hits the security guard's shoulder, and Riri's kind of shooken up because this is not what she signed up for. She don't want to hurt people.
No.
I mean, and yes, the security guard is fine, but the point of the matter is, the dude
hurting people.
Parker shot him.
Parker could have killed him.
And that bullet bounced off of her suit. So in theory, if she wasn't there, who knows where that bullet would have ended up?
The brain, the heart, anywhere.
Also, kind of tracking back, because I forgot to mention that during the process of her getting her suit situated for the heist, she needs some parts and goes through the black market and meets up with someone called Joe to get some parts that she needed to get her suit back up and running.
Oh my gosh, Joe.
But we'll get back to that in episode 3, which
We're in episode 3.
In episode 3, Natalie insists that Riri upgrade the suit so that Natalie doesn't have to be in the suit per se. So Riri creates a necklace that she can be in, and so that and they have kind of like a hangout day.
Mm-hmm. They start at the park, they roll around, then they end up at Riri's stepdad garage.
And Riri kind of has a little panic attack.
And that calms her down. And Riri starts to freak out a little bit, like, how do you know how to do that? Only Natalie knew how to calm me down when I was spiraling.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's like, hello, that is her, just in AI form.
Mm-hmm. Also, we find out that Stuart has been killed, and police came to Riri and her mom's apartment to inquire because Riri tried to call Stuart when she was trying to figure out how to get her suit fixed up in time for the heist.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the last one to call his phone, so the police are asking questions.
If you know anything or you hear anything, please let us know. And that was it. After that,
Joe also comes to the apartment and kind of asks Riri to help him with something and tells Riri to help him with something and gives her some blueprints.
More like demand, like you are going to come over to my house
and help me with this,
or I'm gonna tell your mama what you been up to. Which
comes in handy because what he's trying to do ends up being helpful for the next heist that they're doing, which is it's called Heirloom is the company.
Mm-hmm.
And she needs some, they call it biomesh to cover up any tech, because the location that they're going to can detect any kind of metal tech.
Right.
And they got to be metal and tech free, or the system will automatically detect them and kind of go off.
It will shut down and everything. And before we get to that, we find out who Joe really is.
His name is Zeke Stain, or Ezekiel Stain, aka the son of Obadiah Stain.
Mm-hmm. And for those of you who don't really know, that was Tony Stark's Iron Man's first villain.
Ironmonger.
Yep.
And he's trying to distance himself from his father. And trying to right his father's wrongs in a way.
Has all these black market stuff.
But he's trying to do good with them.
Which that is good. But at the same time, that is bad.
Mm-hmm. So during the Heirloom mission, Riri she's
trying to pull a fast one because they want to get a piece of the hood
so that they can analyze it, because they feel like
the hood has something to do with...
The hood is sketchy.
Yeah.
So during the heist...
When we say the hood, we don't mean the actual person, the hood. We mean the hood that he has on.
The cloak, the clothing.
The cloak, yes. So
during the mission, she sneaks in like a laser cutter and attempts to cut a piece of his hood while Natalie is controlling the suit.
And the hood is talking to the owner of
Heirloom and trying to blackmail him, but it's not working. And in the process of her trying to cut a piece of the hood, she sets off the alarm and kind of messes up the mission.
Yeah, they almost gets everyone killed. Mm-hmm. Well, technically.
Well, we'll get to that part. It triggers the system. CO2 gets pumped into the greenhouses that the other crew members are in.
While everything gets sealed up tight. Mm-hmm. Airtight.
Airtight.
So She has to help break out the other compadres. Well, rather, Natalie has to help break out everybody.
She does manage to get a piece of the hood eventually, but Parker also kills the CEO of Heirloom and all the guards that came in to help. So he hurt people, which is not what Riri signed up for.
Nope. And speaking of the piece of the hood, Riri gets caught with it in hand.
So once she escapes the room that they were in, which is in the middle of the facility, and she goes to one of the other she goes there. There's 5 greenhouses around the middle part. So she goes to one of the greenhouses that's not being affected by, being locked up and the CO2 being pumped into it. But just her luck, she gets caught by John.
Of course she does.
And John sees that she has a piece of the hood, and John thinks the worst because he's not able to get in contact with his cousin, aka Parker. So he thinks the worst. So he starts attacking Riri
and trying to kill her.
Yeah, and he also admits that he killed Stewart.
Yeah,
during that whole process.
I mean, he didn't admit it per se, but he did, because he didn't say I killed him.
It's implied.
Yeah, but I digress. Continue.
Riri manages to get out of there with the suit,
but she ends up dropping the bio
mesh
with the laser cutter,
and she kind of leaves John there, locked in that greenhouse
to die.
The rest of the team was able to get saved and out her suit prior to the suit coming in rescuing her. Went and helped and got the rest of them out. And yeah, John unfortunately passed away. I thought she was going to save him.
I did not.
I thought that she was going to save him and use it as leverage. Be like, I saved you. Don't say nothing that I have this piece of the hood of your cousin.
I didn't think that was going to happen.
Maybe it was just, my wishful thinking. But she had to do what she had to do because he was going to out her to Parker. And that probably would not have been good.
No.
Leaving the biomesh was also not good either.
Yeah. Obadiah Ezekiel Stain
doesn't want anything to get traced back to him because he wants no part of being
whatever she is dealing with.
Yeah. Yes, he's a black arms dealer, but he wants no. He's trying to use the things for good.
But not this time.
Now, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to wait and see if it gets traced back to him or if they'll just attribute it to John because, that's the body that they're going to find.
I don't think so. I think they're going to trace it back to him.
But
we'll see.
Yeah. At the very end of the episode, we see Parker kind of having a moment
with the hood itself.
And the hood kind of tells him what happened to his cousin.
Who did it.
So.
Because all we see is a silhouette of her suit. So.
We also see that Riri is kind of having a panic attack because of all of the crap that just went down.
And Natalie is having a hard time calming her down, which is understandable because she accidentally killed the guy.
I don't know if it was necessarily an accident, technically.
She was panicking.
A little bit.
I call that an accident.
But she also realized that she dropped the biomesh.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff is going to happen in the next few episodes.
So,
you guys, I suggest you watch the first 3, get up to date with it, come talk about it in the comment section with us. It's going to be so interesting to see where they go with this. I love it. It's good. The music is so good. What do you say, Bumblebee?
I like the show. I mean, the character is a character that is one of my favorite Marvel characters. Personally, I could see myself in her. I think they just, I don't know, something about it, and maybe I'm a little biased, but the music was good. The characters are good. The setting, I mean, Riri Williams is from Chicago in the comics as well, but I feel like I can appreciate, the culture portrayed in it, the grief of things,
Yeah.
it's real,
Yeah.
relatable,
definitely,
and it's kind of, I know some people, I think I've seen online, don't
go ahead and say it.
The whole criminal aspect of it, but at the same, it's the circumstances that she's in. She's not Tony Stark, who has money or a company.
Okay, pause.
Mm-hmm.
You did good. You got it out. Now let me take over.
Okay.
So they don't like it when that she is a criminal. Okay, let me give you this. Tony Stark was a arms dealer, correct?
Technically.
No. Before he became Iron Man, stopped selling weapons. He was a weapons dealer, yes?
I mean, his company sold weapons.
And when in that first movie, was he not selling weapons?
He was.
Okay, he was a weapons dealer.
Yeah, he was.
What's the difference?
That good point. But like I was saying,
I'm not done.
Okay.
Hawkeye and Black Widow, before they became Avengers, assassins.
Also true.
What's the difference?
Got a point.
Everyone has a past.
Mm-hmm.
And they make that choice to do better. Mm-hmm. But they don't forget their past, but they don't let it go. They don't let it write their future of what they want to do and be. So everyone who's saying, oh, they don't like the new Riri Williams, she's not my Iron Man. Of course she's not Iron Man. She is Ironheart. She is someone new. She is someone who's going to make waves. Let it be. Let her do her. Don't stick her in the box just because you don't like the color of her skin. Let's be honest. Sorry, I had to do that. I had to get it out.
But yeah, like I was saying, she doesn't have a family company that she was handed that's making tons of money. She doesn't have the funds to do what Iron Man did. I mean, technically, the money that his company has, or before he converted to
fun, baby.
I mean, yes, but before he converted his company from making guns and weapons and things, his money came from him selling weapons and things to the government. So in a way, it's kind of similar, except she has to do it her own way. This is how she is making money to upgrade her suit at this point in time.
This is how she got to where she is. She had to crawl before she could walk, and walk before she could run.
And yes, when she was in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, she had that suit, but if I remember correctly, at the end of that movie, they said that, oh no, the suit stays here.
Yeah, she couldn't keep that.
So that suit is not accessible to her at this point in time.
Unless she goes to Wakanda.
So she had to, build a whole new suit, new thing situation.
Mm-hmm.
And when she was at the school, she was able to use the resources and funds of the school, but she got expelled from MIT. So now she's kind of on her own.
Yeah.
To find her own footing.
So all I'm saying is let's just watch and see where this goes.
Mm-hmm.
Before we make our final judgment saying she can't do this, she can't do that. We don't know yet.
So the next 3 episodes and I guess the final episodes come out this upcoming Tuesday.
Right.
We'll probably do another video. We will be watching it. You guys check it out. Check it out on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It's a good watch.
Most definitely.
I have some Ironheart comics that I have not read. I might read those and kind of compare and see if there's any similarities to what's happening in the show. But we'll see.
Yeah. And also check out KV Gear LLC. We might even have some Ironheart pins coming up soon. You never know. Keep a lookout, guys. Love you. Peace.